Hey, what's up? So I wanted to jump on here and just say, as fast as I can, that I know the incoming years are going to be potentially difficult. I'm no stranger to sort of trying my damnedest to see sort of multiple sides and to kind of jump on, any sort of bandwagon that's going to kind of be the leading in charge when it comes to consciousness and our species and all that stuff. I wanted to say that in the coming years, I know each of us are going to have a very different approach to how we want to be a part of a movement. I know that my love and light thing can be annoying. I know that my way of things can be very much misconstrued to toxic positivity, just like maybe other people's ways can be very misconstrued to me as toxic negativity. I wish things were black and white. I do. It would just be so much easier for me, for all of us. But they're not. We live in a world of variation. We live in a world of almost perpetual shades of gray. I wish there was like a boogeyman to point at versus variations of consciousness throughout numerous people. I wish misinformation was sort of a tap we could just plug versus as annoying as it is to continually harp on variations of half-truths and lies and exaggeration and in some ways a smokescreen to enable people to further their financial goals and power. And from my obsessive digging, in most cases, perpetual lack of understanding and a sort of blurring the lines of reality because of other things going on in people's lives and rage baiting and clickbaiting and people striving to keep their jobs. And if they don't get stories that click, then they're fired, and their own financial stressings and the lack of information coming to said people who do said damage because they're not this walk of life, they're not that walk of life, they don't have any empathy because they have no exposure to it, and etc., etc. Gray, variation, everything's just a variation. Just randomly do you get black and whites. And they do exist, but they're so rare and usually lost in the obscurity of variation. And that brings me to this post in saying that I'm going to continue my sort of love and light thing. I've sort of very openly dedicated myself to creating and curating things and projects, whether that be animation or short films or even, a feature or music videos or whatever it is that I do, art films, VR, it all tends to be engineered towards a sort of love and light and put down this stone and catch, someone's fist in midair before it hits your face and try and turn it away through insight and love and compassion and understanding and empathy, even towards someone who's, vile towards you. But like I said, life is variation and it is very gray and it's not black and white. And there are very obvious signs in our history's past where rights were not given to anybody and that they were, they were fought for. And people did more than just forgive their oppressors. They actually did something and they marched and they fought. We're all different. We all have our own sort of reasons for doing what we do and who we are. For me, it is in my nature. It is in my sort of acute nature to create stories in media that perpetuate the notion of compassion and forgiveness. It's something I struggle with in my own life. I'm no Messiah, I'm no saint, I'm no Muhammad, I'm no Jesus. I am definitely no one who can sort of walk the line and say, follow me, because girl, I'm sinking. Like I can be very quick to lose my temper and I can be very fast to not be the things I put into my work, but I want to be, and I'm striving to be, and it's my goal to be, and inspiring others to at the very least desire that is in my nature. It's in my acute nature, because that's something I myself am perpetually trying and hoping to expand into, and if ever so limited. But like I said, life is full of variation, and there are many angles of a situation where action is needed, and people who take action and react to oppression is very much needed in a way that is a bit more aggressive. So I say we come together, we all have our own unique powers. For me personally, the best thing I can do is to continue to work the way I work and create the way I create in the hopes of a better tomorrow, leaning on the fact that things have definitely progressed, leaning on the fact that things have definitely become renewed and better, and that though we go 3 steps forward, we take 1 step back, maybe 2 steps back, but then we always move forward again 3 steps. I'll be dead, you'll be dead. Whoever it is you don't like in the world will be dead. No one's going to live that long. We will continue to die. The animals on the planet will die. The planet will renew itself. There is no danger to consciousness and life in the universe. We are all too insignificant to even threaten that. But what we can do is threaten the present and the things around us right now. And we can help the things around us and each other right now. And so I strive to do that through my passive love and light ways. Albeit I slip up. Don't push me. I'll probably bite. But I'm trying. And to those out there who are the more aggressors, please don't feel as though that I don't agree with you or that I knock you down. I don't ever want to be toxic positive. I don't want to ever come across as in you're bad for being sort of the aggressor for change and progression, and especially in the coming years, because I know it's needed. And I know in a world of variation, it is not all about just being passive. It is about asking, but it's also about demanding for equality and for change and for progression. I know that I'm sitting here right now within my own community of self, privileged because of those before me who did more than just say forgive and love. They acted on it and they did something to the detriment of their own lives and to their own sanctity of existence. So I honor them and I say thank you to them. But I know that we work together and that my approach and others like me's approach to compassion and love and forgiveness and understanding and trying to excel to a deeper place of, comprehension and hoping that that can inspire the adversary being someone who's a bigot, who's racist, who's judgmental, who's polarized by politics on either side, someone who sort of roots for their policies and their politicians just because the color, whether that be red or blue, and refuses to see any sort of proof, and it becomes so obsession-based that you lose your sense of humanity. I know that a different form of approach is needed. So I just wanted to say this, 8 minutes later, she rambles, that I am on the side of sort of, progression, and that I don't want anyone to sort of see me as something who's otherwise. And that I tip my hat to the people who are the aggressors, and I tip my hat to the people who are like myself, the passive motivators. I think we help each other because people like me can sort of lighten the load, so to speak, for the aggressors. There's just 1, 2, 3, maybe 30% less people that you're going to have to aggressively push up against for equality, because my approach is effective and works. Our approach, I should say, because I ain't the only one. But it does not always work, and it is not the only thing that works. And there comes in the sort of visceral response in those out there. So let's work together and just know I will continue to do my work. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going to delete any of my social media. I'm not going to disappear. I know now is probably the worst time to disappear. So I will be here. I will be vigilant in my own sort of way. And we got this.